All right, looks like we're live again, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, not too much going on at the coffee shop. Talked to a client today. He's doing very good. I am going to do some Reddit reviews. I saw some stuff I thought was pretty interesting. Maybe you guys some perspective on things as well. We'll just dive into one of the first things I saw. I would ask you guys, what kind of relationship do you expect some of these people to have? So going through, I saw a lot of guys posting on here, a bunch of assortment of stuff. Girls left them, looking for profile requests. But I just saw a lot of common things in here. A lot of nice guy behavior, a lot of neediness. So I'd be curious to see your perspective, what you think these kind throughout the presentation, the live or whatever. Ask yourself, what kind of relationship are these guys destined to get? So we'll start with this guy. He wants a profile review. He's 40 years old, so you can we'll compare his profile to what my profile looks like. Not to say like mine's amazing or anything, but just how he's presenting himself compared to how I'm presenting myself. So he's getting ghost town. He's looking to date with intention of finding a partner, not looking for anything casual or short term. So to me, immediately, when you say you're not looking for anything casual or short term, that means he's probably very likely to just want to get in a relationship very quickly with any girl that comes along. This also kind of goes with my thoughts of Hinge X is a ghost town. So I'm kind of getting that sense of if he does start getting any matches, any likes, he's going to try to probably be exclusive with the first girl that really shows him any intention or attention. Social anxiety, so direct communication patience. Okay, so yeah, he's got social anxiety. A lot of us do. It's not an excuse to not go out and improve yourself or do anything, but just my thoughts on just the kind of frame that he's putting in right away. He's got no matches, no likes, and he's immediately looking for a life partner, which that's great. You should be looking for a life partner if that's what you're interested in, but don't just settle. So let's just go through how he's kind of presenting himself to see if he's even given himself the option of meeting the kind of girl that he would want to meet. So first picture, nothing exciting. He's just wearing some boring, typical lazy clothes, just a boring background. Background's not too terrible, like colorful, but like it's not an exciting picture. It's just a normal guy. So immediately, the most attractive girls are swiping left. I'm just sorry, that's just the way it is. All my comments are going to be based on trying to match with the hottest girls, not just average settling kind of girls, which based off this first photo is what you would get. You're not going to get the most attractive girls. You're going to take whatever's left over. And my thoughts are, for me personally, as a man, I want to date as attractive women as I possibly can. So this photo is not going to cut it. He's going to end up with girls that are not matching with the top 20%. They're just like, okay, I could see him being a provider maybe or something. I don't know. It's just the short photo is going to lose a lot of the highest quality attractive girls. I don't know if this is a thing. I guess I haven't been on Hinge long enough. Choose a time for our first date. Girls aren't going to choose anything for a first date. You're the man. You have to lead it. I don't know where this came from. I've been out in the U.S. for a while, so I don't know everything about Hinge. But and then like this, it's very much qualifying to the girl. It's not exciting. Nothing to comment on. Very generic and boring. It's very big text. Many girls will see this and not be that interested in it. Life partner mentioned. Not a bad photo, I guess. It does show he likes to go birding. He likes to take photos. So it does show more about his personality. I think it could be a higher quality photo, but that's what he's interested in. And then you have boring T-shirt, boring photo. I don't know, like the background. It's just like I said, this is all just based on getting the most attractive women, and this is not going to cut it. My best percentage they should date me. Fourth Wingspan dinner day. Okay, so I think that's Wingspan's a board game. It's a good board game too. But yeah, it's nothing. It's trying to sell himself to women. Most girls don't like snakes. Can't really see him. Nothing exciting. Another selfie. And this photo is actually pretty good. Like his hair is long, I guess. I don't know if you saw his long hair, but like you could get away with that for your sixth picture. But like just looking at this is not going to get the kind of abundance I think you need to actually pick the right person for your life. Based on what I see here, if he does get any matches, any likes, it's not going to be the most attractive girls. It's going to be a girl he settles with. It's going to be a girl that's good enough. And then, 4 years go down the line and now you're fighting, now you're arguing. You end up in a marriage you're not happy with. You both kind of drift and do nothing. And then you get divorced and you're on the red pill stuff, saying it's her fault or all women are trash. But it's because you didn't even give yourself a position to meet more women, to be more attractive. This guy's 2 years younger than me, so basically the same age bracket. Who's more likely to get a relationship that they choose, that they would want to be in? This guy who presents himself as just the average guy, doesn't look like he does anything exciting, doesn't look like he's into any self-development, doesn't really try to present himself in any interesting way. And then we'll just go to my pictures, like just how I'm presenting myself. Like who's more likely to get abundance of options so you can choose the right person for you. Like the way you present yourself on dating apps does matter. So I put high quality effort into my photos. I want to get as many quality matches as I can so that I'm choosing from a place of abundance. I'm not just settling, I finally got a date. Let me do whatever I can on this date to make sure she's happy, to make sure that, she does want to continue to date me. It's going to be, she's going to be in control of this relationship. Like it's already off to a bad start. He's qualifying to her. He wants to make sure she doesn't leave. He's probably the nice guy. This is how I was. I didn't want my ex to leave. I would have done anything to make sure she was happy. And that led to a lot of problems and it didn't help me grow as a man. A lot of things this guy can do. I don't know that he seems like the type that would put forth the effort just based off his photos. Maybe I'll comment on it. Maybe I won't. But he also says he's not looking for short-term or casual, which is fine. But you do have to sleep with women to see if you're compatible in the first place, which is why it's important to meet as many as you can. Take for that what you want. Let's see. What else did I find in here? Ooh, I thought this was a good one. So this guy's been divorced for 4 years. Spent the entire time trying to convince himself to build a meaningful life alone. You don't need anybody to be happy. Sees a psychologist. All this happiness comes from within, and he doesn't care anymore. He wants companionship. He wants intimacy. He wants partnership. I thought this was great because I see a lot of this red pill content of dating's broken, women are evil, you should just be happy being single, never get married again. Basically just kind of promoting like you should just be happy being alone, don't even bother with dating again. And that stuff is easy to market. I think I even wrote that, like people promoting this red pill stuff, like reaction videos to girls who are upset with dating or saying marriage is broken forever. Like they get 20,000 views on their videos. That makes them money. That doesn't help you with your dating life. You could watch this red pill shit all day. Is it more or less likely to make you want to go out and talk to women to get the dating life you want? It's much less like you see this, you're like, oh yeah, all these women are trash. I would never want to meet them. And it's just a never ending cycle. Like it's easy to market because when you market, it's everybody else's fault. That takes you off the hook of having to take any sort of action at all. So like psychiatrists telling you to just stay single and stay happy, keep seeing me, come back for more therapy, you'll eventually be happy, but it's not going to get you anywhere. Watching these videos of just stay single forever, all women are trash anyways, you didn't even like your relationship you were in, just continue to watch my videos, buy my stuff. It's very easy to market, but it's not going to get you anywhere. And as a man, you're designed to want sex. You're designed to want feminine energy. Why would you not want to have a beautiful woman next to you with soft skin, good smelling hair, just a feminine, loving presence? You're just denying yourself that because you're buying into this bullshit. So it's good to see that he's done with it. Hopefully he's taken some steps to get the relationship he does want. This guy seems like he's actually off to a good start. He's been married twice already, so I'm sure he got into the first marriage, not what he was looking for. I don't know his situation, but typically guys in their second marriage, they don't really figure out what they even want. They don't build themselves up. They take whatever comes along next, and then it's the same situation. But yeah, it's a good thing that he's actually doing it. I did mention, feminine energy and sex is amazing. Don't deny yourself that. That's like, as a man, you want that. It's in your nature, and it's wonderful. Not all girls are evil. Not all girls are bad. Are there some bad ones? Yeah. Are there some lazy pieces of shit men? Yeah, of course. And that's why their women are upset too. That doesn't mean they're all bad. Get better. Don't get bitter. Don't just settle for what may come along. Attractive women are not just going to approach you. I think a lot of guys, it's easier to stay single. It's easier to watch these videos of women are bad and you don't have to even take action, just stay single, because they don't want to put in the work that it requires to actually meet attractive women. You do have to build yourself up. You do have to build some social skills. You do have to make yourself more attractive. You do have to drop the nice guy behavior, become a leader. So there's work that you have to do, but you reap the rewards. It's well worth it. It's part of the path. It's part of the journey. Put in my catchphrase there. We'll see if, it's good to see that he's recognizing that this is it's not the way to go. It's just stay single forever. Yes, being single is great. You have a lot of freedom. I love that I can just travel. I don't have to run anything by anybody. I can buy whatever I want. But I also still get feminine energy because I'm going out on dates. I'm doing whatever it takes to meet new women through cold approach, through online dating. I do want that feminine energy. I do want girls that I see consistently, but I'm not just going to settle for what comes along. I'm not just going to get into a relationship because I'm in scarcity, which is kind of what this guy seems like he would get into. He's in scarcity. So the first girl that comes along, he's going to do whatever he can to just make sure she doesn't leave. So yes, I don't agree with this stay single forever. When I hear that, to me, it sounds like don't even try to go talk to women. If you don't want to get married, that's fine. If you don't want to live with another girl, that's fine. But you still want feminine energy in your life. You don't want to just be alone. You do want companion. You do want intimacy. You do want adventures. You do want that. So don't deny that just because you had a bad relationship in the past. So that's my thoughts on that. I already commented on that one. This I thought was interesting. This is another one of those getting bitter instead of getting better. This guy, she liked me and we texted for a while. So he's been texting for a while. Then she said, entertain me. And then he goes into talking to her again. I felt this conversation was too one-sided. So he's kind of blaming her for dry texting. It's like, why are you texting her for a while? And then when she says entertain me, you just give into it and start texting again. And then the conversation's too one-sided because you're probably asking boring questions. And instead of learning new ways to text or to get on dates, he's writing about it on Reddit. Like, why are you not seeding a date? Maybe she's bored. Like, it sounds like you've been talking a while. It should be going for a date. The whole point of a dating app is to get girls off the app and get her phone number so you can get on a date, so that you can meet up with her, so you guys can have sex, so you guys can start building some sort of relationship. The idea of Bumble is not to just text forever. So this is another one of those passing the blame on somebody else. It's her fault. She should be better at texting. Like, what's the end game here? You guys have a fun banter or conversation on Bumble, but never meet up. Like, why does she want to put up with that? Why should she be a non-dry texter? I just thought that was something I'd point out. If you guys are having this mindset, it's not beneficial to you. Don't blame the girl for having dry texting. You should be texting on dating apps in the first place. The whole idea is to get them on a date so you can see if you even like this girl in the first place. You could show up to the date and she's just terrible and you don't even want to see her again. So don't waste your time texting back and forth. So I think that just kind of pointed out a mindset. I think there's another one in here like that as well. I'm not going to comment on this. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Yep, same kind of thing, passing the buck. Every conversation descends into stalled texting and playing games. Replies are prompt in the beginning. The conversation develops or move on to meeting up. The reply rate goes down. Then suddenly starts getting busy, especially weekdays when people on Bumble. Kind of blames everybody's on their phone, but isn't interested in responding or meeting up. Yeah, everyone's glued to their phones. So again, he's like blaming people for not wanting to meet up with him rather than trying to adjust himself. Like, why don't they want to meet up with you? Why are the conversations dying out? Maybe they're too friendly and they're already matched with some other guy who knows what he's doing. Girls have plenty of options. They don't need to wait around for you to finally take action and to invite them out. A lot of this comes down to, I think guys are just playing it safe. They don't want to get rejected. They probably don't know what they're doing. A lot of guys, you're just under that assumption you're supposed to build connection and stuff before you go out on a date. But girls want to meet up with you. They don't want to be texting 10 different guys on Bumble. They just want to go meet up. Maybe instead of, weekends or weekdays, she's out with friends. And then on the weekend, she's on a date with a guy who knew what he was doing. So rather than posting on Reddit, that it's terrible, find a solution. Get better, not bitter. We did that guy. I'm not going to comment on him. All right, yeah, this is just like negative mindset stuff day, I guess. But so this guy says, so again, ask yourself the question, what kind of relationship would this guy get in? What kind of person does he seem like? So this always ends up the same. He had a date canceled at the last minute. He gets very few likes, and most of those never respond. So he's already in scarcity. He's not getting many dates. The girls that do respond, he's getting overly excited. He hasn't had a conversation. First match that had a conversation with me in 6 months. We had a nice conversation on the app, exchanged numbers, planned to meet up for a drink. She texted me that she was not feeling great and canceled the date. Not a big deal. She's like, there's no reason to be rude if she declines. Say this always happens. So it's been 5 years he's been dealing with this. No likes, barely any matches. The girls cancel on him. I'm going to guess based on some of the stuff he says. Very polite about the cancellation. This guy's the nice guy. He's probably very qualifying to her. Very forgiving, not teasing. Not trying to rock the boat. Girls probably lose interest. He says it's been happening for 5 years. And every date has canceled or stood him up. So for 5 years, he's been going through the same situation. And I mean, based off of what he's saying, it doesn't look like he's taken any actions to improve this. He's, am I supposed to do this as a woman? No, I didn't do anything weird or ask for such pics. I never had any. I didn't ask for pics. So like 5 years of struggling with this. And rather than getting help, he's just kind of bitching about it on Reddit. And he hasn't done anything to improve his profile to get more likes. More likes, more matches, we'll give you more abundance, we'll give you more time to practice, we'll give you more options for dates so that the one girl you have a date with in 6 months doesn't just cancel on you. Like there's things this guy could be doing to improve his dating life. but it doesn't sound like he's doing that at all. You could also do some digging, but that's just what kind of relationship do you see this guy getting? This guy gets on a date in June. He gets his first date in 5 years. Do you think he's more or less likely to have standards with this girl? Will he have boundaries? Will he be the kind of guy that will push her away if things aren't going well, or like tease her or rock the boat a little bit just to build some tension? Or is he going to be the guy that's going to be very needy on the date, very validation seeking, doing whatever he can to make sure this girl likes him, and then gets in a relationship and realizes it's probably not the right one for him, but he's already in too deep. He is not sure he'll ever get another date again. Do you think he's likely to leave that relationship, or is he going to stay in it? And then, then you get married, and then you get divorced 4 years later. She takes half your stuff. Now he's on the red pill shit, listening to how all women are evil. But it wasn't her fault. It was his fault. He didn't have any options. He didn't have any abundance. He didn't build himself up. He didn't give her any reason to want to stay in this relationship because he's never addressed his nice guy behaviors. Like, this is the kind of the pattern that I see happening. This guy will meet a girl, no options, marry her. They break up 5 years from now. Then they're watching this red pill shit about how it's women's fault and everything's evil and she took half my shit. But if you had more options and you filtered correctly, maybe it would have been less likely to happen. I'm not saying it can't still happen, but which situation is more likely? So that's that one. This I think people can relate to. This guy is 46. He does not know what to do. Between the apps being a money grab and being too polite to bother someone in public, I've fallen completely out of practice of approaching anyone in the wild. So he kind of knows what the solution is. Like, he knows he should be approaching women in the wild, but he's being too polite about bothering someone in public. So this to me sounds like he has some of the nice guy behavior, doesn't want to disturb anybody, doesn't want to interrupt somebody's day, doesn't want to go for what he wants. This is a nice guy trait. You don't want to rock any boats. And the reason I think cold approach is so great is because you have to drop a lot of that nice guy behavior. You're not validation seeking. You're not waiting for the exact right time. You just go for what you want. And, I don't think dating apps are a money grab. If you have a good profile, you can just get dates. You don't have to spend a ton of money on it. But I could see where he's thinking, like, he's 46. I think he knows his options are either dating apps or meeting somebody in public. So, he's completely out of practice with approaching anyone in the wild. Okay, you're out of practice. Guess what the solution is? Go get practice. It's going to have to be done. And then on top of this ENM, okay, we'll just sleep with girls and build some abundance up and figure out what kind of girls you even like. Like, you don't have to marry everybody, just date. But I thought this was interesting. Like, he kind of knows what the solution is. Like, you're out of practice, so you just have to go get some practice. You don't want to be, you're too polite because you don't want to bother someone. Well, going out and approaching is going to help you desensitize yourself to that, and it's going to help you get the girls that you want. I would also say that dating apps can be great to build abundance. I made that podcast yesterday about this. Because I had so much abundance on Tinder and Bumble, I didn't care when I got banned because I had already kind of gotten over all this dating online. I realized it wasn't just the sex I wanted. I wanted to build myself up. I wanted to drop these nice guy behaviors. I wanted to be the kind of man that does just approach girls when he sees them on the street. But it was only through that abundance of online dating that I was able to do that. So instead of complaining that apps are a money grab, figure out how you can utilize better pictures so that you don't have to pay for it. I could go on Tinder and Bumble and I just get likes passively. I don't have to sit there and swipe all day. I don't have to pay a ton of money for all this stuff. Sure, pay for some boosts, but you do that a couple times a month. Like, okay, it costs you $100, but you'll get matches out of it if you have a quality profile. Don't get bitter, get better. Let's see. Is there anybody in here? What's up, brother? I'll be in India on the 28th, Thursday. How do you rebuild identity after divorce? So this is the one a lot of guys struggle with. He's been out of marriage for about 10 months. Divorce involved her having an affair, lying about it. So very similar situation to me. Been journaling. So this is why I wanted to watch, because he's been doing a lot of positive stuff. He takes care of his dog. He goes to therapy. He's been journaling. He goes to the gym. He reads. He's been doing swing dancing. He's trying to reconnect socially. He thinks the bigger problem is that I have a lot of free time, no kids. So he's trying to look for more hobbies. He's looking for more ways to get over this identity of being a husband. And so he's taking some good steps. Like he's going to the gym. He's doing swing dancing. He's doing all this stuff. But it's not leading him any closer to getting women in his life. Being a provider, being a husband is a big part of you. When you get divorced, it shatters your identity, because like for me, I thought I was being a good enough husband. Like, why would you leave? We had supported you. We had all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And then that shatters. But he's missing, like, he wants women in his life. He wants somebody you can care for, like being a part of a team. Like, so he's doing all this stuff. And you can go to the gym, you can build yourself up, you can do all the swing dancing, but if you don't know how to flirt and have conversations and to meet new women, you're doing all this stuff and then you go home alone. And then you're wondering, like, okay, why isn't this working? I'm doing all this stuff, which is why it's important to do whatever it takes to get an abundant dating life. To me, it all comes down to women. I mean, you're a man, you want women in your life, whether you want to admit it or not, that's up to you. But I feel like if he was able to do all this swing dancing and meet girls there, or, you know, do this journaling in the gym, but then also go and get dates online or whatever, like, he'll drop a lot of this identity of the husband. He's still living in the past because he doesn't have anything to look forward to now. If he knew he could get 4 dates in the next 6 months, maybe he would stop worrying so much about his ex and what she's doing and how he used to be such a good husband, and he can't wait to be in this relationship again. I know that he can't be finding their partner. So, like, this is kind of what the theme of the episode is, I guess we want to call it. Like, what kind of relationship do you think he will end up with? He doesn't want to be chosen by somebody else, so he already knows, like, he's got to be the chooser. He's got to go out and figure this out. But he's also, kind of just waiting for somebody to come along. And typically when you wait for somebody to come along, you don't have that abundance. You settle with the first person that shows you any real attention, and then you're in a relationship that you're kind of happy with. And then as the years go on, you guys become pretty neutral. It doesn't work out. And you just kind of realize, like, yeah, it was never the right relationship I actually wanted. Let's do this guy. It's been off apps for about 2 years. Get frustrated. Anyway, 0 hits in your matches. Am I ugly, or is him just... So yeah, like, it's not so much about looks on Hinge. It's about how you present yourself. This first photo is very close up. Nothing super spectacular. I think a lot of girls would see this and probably just swipe left right away. Very intense with how close it is and the eye contact. It's like this. He looks angry. Like, what kind of girl would see this and be like, yep, I want to match with that guy? So again, it just comes down to, like, how you present yourself. What kind of effort do you want to show? What kind of man do you want to portray yourself as? If you saw this, you would not think that this guy would be very fun to be around, in my opinion. It looks like he'd be angry, maybe standoffish. Doesn't really look like he does anything interesting. Then you have the next photo, just a close-up picture in a suit at a park. Like, have somebody take the photos for you. This doesn't look like you're very happy, very exciting, kind of look low energy. Like I said, prompts are a good deal. This, I think you could use that. That's not a terrible photo. At least it shows you're with people, you're smiling. Maybe a little too posed, but whatever. This, boring gym selfie. You look pretty angry. It doesn't stand out in any way. girls aren't going to see that and be like, oh yeah, I got to match with that guy. This, it's not terrible. Like I get the other 4 pictures fixed first, but at least it's got some lines in the back. He's smiling. But it's all about how you present yourself. Like these first 2 photos, like he looks kind of happy here, but it's not a good photo. Most girls are going to swipe left, and then they see the second photo and they're all out. Like what girl's going to? You're not going to be getting the most attractive women. Like I said, the whole point for me of dating and game is to sleep with younger, hotter girls. Could he be 35? Could he match with a 40-year-old who's got kids, out of shape? Sure, probably. But is that the kind of girl that he would really want? Is that the kind of girl he fantasizes about? No, it's the kind of girl you settle with. So yeah, he's got some work to do on how he presents himself. We'll see if anybody. I mean, some people just want to put this up and think that they're doing work, and that's good enough. You know, I'm taking some actions. I put my profile out there, and then he'll be getting frustrated for another 2 years before he actually does anything about it. Watching all that red pill shit. Yeah, we'll leave that there. But those are some of the things I saw on Reddit today. A lot of stuff I could see where guys are going to end up with relationships that they don't want, that they're not happy with. They just settle, and then you're going to see them 2 years from now. They're going to be absorbing this content of women are trash, dating doesn't work. What are all these red flags? I don't know. It's a lot of that stuff. So, did I live with a woman after my divorce for some months or years, or you always travel and date girls without living together? No, I don't really. When I got divorced, it took me a year before I really met somebody I even started dating. She was in Canada, so I would stay with her for like a week. She'd come visit me for a week, but it was never full time. In Texas, I never built my skill set up enough to actually date somebody long term. It was all like one night stands. I finally started building my Tinder out when I got to Colombia. And then when I got to Mexico, I just had so much abundance through online dating and doing some cold approach here and there that I had no desire to just stop. I was finally in a place where I had plenty of people I could see. I didn't know what kind of relationship I wanted. There was always endless options. So it's like, okay, well, no reason to just settle down, to move in with somebody. Then after Mexico, I started the cleaning business, so I didn't do anything. And then I was seeing a girl in Minneapolis. I lived with her for like a month. That was going well. But we both knew like I was going to Mexico and she was going back to Europe. So there was nothing that was going to happen there. So I don't know. I haven't really met anybody that I've dated long enough to live with, I guess. I don't know that I'd want to. Maybe I just have to meet the right person. Like it's all part of the journey. Like you got to get out there and meet the right person. I don't know that I've met the right person yet. I'm finally getting my day game to a point now where I can consistently meet people sober. I'm not going out drinking on the weekends and just pulling a girl home and seeing what happens. So I'm just continuing to build on that. I'm not really focused on the online dating anymore as much. I did it here when I first got here. Been seeing a girl from that. That's been fine, but she's not a girl that I would ever marry or see going anywhere. So the answer is no. I have not lived with anybody long term. I still really do like my freedom. I like doing day game. I just like that how it builds me up. I'm becoming more and more the man I can be, where I just see girls and I talk to them, I approach them, don't care what happens. So that's kind of where I am with that. How about you? Have you been dating anybody, getting close to marriage? I guess what's been going on with you, brother? I think I'm going to make a guide to Playa del Carmen today. You guys should go visit Playa del Carmen. Change my whole day in life. Yeah, I don't really have much else going on. Did post a lot of stuff on the website yesterday. I really like the new website because it gives me an opportunity to make blog posts, which then I can just use everywhere. On school, I just had no desire to do it. School does have the siren breakdowns, which is good. I'll just have to get that transferred over, but school is very boring. I date girl for 4 months now. We have an apartment in Moscow, and sometimes she stays with me, and some nights I stay at her place. I think that's a good system. Like, you don't need to move in together. You don't need to rush things. Like, once you move in together, like, you lose a lot of your freedom. You can't just go wherever you want. You have to worry about somebody else. Okay. Yeah, I would love to go do some day game in Moscow. I can't wait to get out there. The plan is to go to India Thursday. I'll be there till Monday, and then I'll go to Bangkok, where I'm going to hit it hard and really excel the dating, get some abundance, do that. Doing still practicing social skills is huge because it also keeps you from being needy when you know that you can go out and talk to new girls every day. You don't have to just settle, like, I guess not settle, but like your girl realizes, hey, I do have other options. Like, I'm staying with you because I choose to. It's not out of scarcity or neediness. So I'm going to be practicing my social skills, even if I'm living with somebody, married, whatever. Still going to build attraction, build flirting. Like, it's fun to flirt and tease and do all that stuff. You just don't act on it. All right, boys. I think that's it for me today. I'm going to type up a blog post. Maybe I'll make a video today. I've been kind of resistant to it. All right, yeah, I will make a video today. I'll be impeccable with my word. I will do it. Maybe I will make one on like how to take photos for online dating. Some guys on Reddit were asking about that. I do have a clip of how I was doing it with my buddy in Minneapolis. So I guess that'll be a good blog post. And then I'll get focused more on other stuff. Maybe I'll do a blog post too about like the single guy. Like, he realizes being single is not the answer. Like, just avoiding all women for 4 years. Like, oh man, I would hate to not be around women for 4 years. That'd be crazy. Okay, we'll just leave it there. Ciao, boys.